We got, I think, 80-something applications, and we picked the top 7 companies who are going to pitch. It's going to be a 1-minute pitch, and then myself and Kayvon are going to ask some questions and give some feedback. And then it's audience voting. The top companies get to pitch the investor panel this afternoon. So just quick introduction, Kayvon Barrowman is what I call a friend, brother, and uncle, depending on his hair day. So today, you're like brother. It's cool. And yeah, 90s day. So he, in his previous role, helped build Plug and Play, and now he's got what he calls an ecobator down the street here. It's called Nest GSV, 80,000 square feet, over 90 companies already in there. They do a bunch of awesome events. They have an accelerator program. So basically, the whole idea was to build an entire ecosystem in one building. And so if anybody is interested in or needs space, Kayvon's the man. We're going to get started. Electricity, first company.
Hi. Okay. How's everybody doing today? All right. Woo! So my name is Joel. I'm the CEO of Press Friendly. That's my slide. Oh. You have 3 important publics that you're dealing with: customers, investors, and press. You don't outsource the first 2. Why are you outsourcing the third one? When you look at it, who here has hired a PR agency? Raise your hand. Now lower your hand if you were extremely satisfied with the relationship. Okay, that's what I thought. So you try and do PR on your own. It's hard. It takes a lot of time and effort. You look at it. I have tools like Optimizely for conversion testing. I have tools like MailChimp for email marketing. But I don't have anything for PR. That's what we've built. We help you create your story. We use machine learning to match you to the right reporters. And then we help you send out the story. And if you want PR consulting on top of that, we do that as well. So we're press friendly. If you say in a tweet that you saw us here on stage, we'll give you a free 15-minute PR consultation. Thank you very much.
So I still don't understand, why would I be happy with you?
Excuse me?
So, I mean, we were never happy with the PR that we get.
So you're never happy with PR. So you know what? You're a smart businessman. You're a founder or a smart businesswoman. Manage your own PR yourself. You can talk to investors. Do that yourself. You can manage PR yourself. We give you the tools. We give you the advice. You know how to pitch an investor? A reporter is basically the same thing. You just need to tweak a few things. So do it yourself. You know, the best technologists speak for themselves and for their companies. You think about Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, et cetera. So you should own that and manage that yourself.
So you basically are saying that the company manages the content.
We give you the tools.
You'll give them the tools,
yep.
And then you will manage the relationships with the press.
And no, they will, and the reporter manages, the founder manages the relationships with the press. We don't. We're hands off. We're software. So you think about it, instead of spending 60 or 70 hours planning a campaign, you could do it in 4 hours with us and get it in, out to reporters, and then getting feedback from reporters that quickly.
What do you charge for your service?
Starts at $99 a month, and then we have another tier at $299 a month for 2 hours of additional consulting, and then $999 is 10 hours of consulting if you want like an agency replacement.
But I'm still the one who has to have the relationship with the press, or do you have a list, or how does that work?
So we have a list, and we use machine learning to match the story that you've created with reporter archives to find the best story. The biggest problem the reporters have is that they get pitches that are totally irrelevant. You're going to reach out to them with a story that's relevant to them in an area that they care about. So when they write about you, they're going to write a good story, and they care about you 6, 9, 12 months down the road as your company progresses and makes real change. They're going to be there and follow you and care about that. Rather than some reporter who you got matched up to because the PR person knows them, in 6 months, you know, they're an enterprise reporter. They don't really care about your mobile startup, so they're not going to write about you. So, you know, being a founder and being an entrepreneur, it's about relationships with all these people. Build those and manage those on your own, and we give you the tools to do so.
How many users?
We launched in February. We have over 100 paying customers at this point. And we have a number of people who are running campaigns now, running campaigns in a month or 2 months. It's going very well.
How big is the team?
The team is 4.5 people. Myself, I have another person on the business side, and then we have 2 people working on the engineering side.
How do you go about acquiring customers?
So far we've been lucky. We haven't had to do any sort of marketing. They've all come to us via word of mouth. I think eventually what we're going to do is we're going to work with incubators, accelerators in that space. And then when we go out into the larger market, there's things that we're going to do for small businesses. So you think of what Constant Contact or Groupon have done to acquire small businesses, we'll apply those sort of tactics.
Yeah, I mean, since February, 100 users, that's, 30 users a month. Do you think, I hope you have a better scalable strategy, or is that just kind of
Well,
what you're doing for beta?
it's growing exponentially, and yeah, I mean, we're not concerned that we haven't turned on a single marketing channel.
Have you raised money?
We have not. We're totally bootstrapped at this point.
Okay.
So,
Excellent.
all right,
All
thank
right.
you.
Orbius?
Thanks a lot for having us.
You're welcome.
We are Orbis. We help computers see like humans. Probably as everybody knows, like in the age of big data, it's marked by an explosion of data in all shapes and forms on the internet. In particular, the visual input has really taken off recent years, and all the images and videos contain tremendous information behind. Orbius helps computer to understand the visual input and automatically generate contextual metadata by recognizing human beings, objects, sceneries, and brands all together in both static images and real-time videos. We are a unique leader in the industry not only because we can recognize much more than faces, it also because our cloud-based services and our advanced deep learning algorithm. We can recognize not only individual elements, but also collective concepts in the image much faster and more accurate than our competitors. We launched our API recognition platform in 2012 August. And now we're working with more than 3,000 business partners, including some big names like AMD, Panasonic, OkCupid, and so forth. If you like our technology and want to try it out on your phone, you can now download our latest ReckoMe. It's an iOS application which helps you find and index your own photo, making it searchable when you want it. And we're now raising our A round, so if you like us, you can find us in our demo table outside. Thank you very much.
So you're trying to solve a big problem that a lot of people have failed.
Yeah.
What's making you guys different?
So,
Well, I mean the accuracy. So tell us a little bit about your accuracy. What percentage are you at right now?
yeah, talking about performance, accuracy is definitely the most important one at this moment. And talking about that, usually we devote it into different segments. First, like facial recognition. For facial recognition, we do have the best technology and the most accuracy, especially for the on-control settings. I mean, face recognition has been in the market for a long time for traditional surveillance purpose and for a lot of academia problems. But the traditional way is more focused on the control setting, which means they ask you to like stand in front of the camera to do up and downs, turn around, then they reach a really good accuracy. Our accuracy performs much better, not only in that part, but more importantly in the on-control settings, which means more like Facebook photos, people's photo on your cell phone, you take with different lighting conditions, with different like angles of the face. On that data set, we perform much better than our competitors.
So you mentioned Panasonic as a customer. What is their application?
So currently, we are working with them for 2 different products. So under the NDA, probably the second one I cannot mention, but the first one is more for retail, like tracking customers' feedback in real time. We can detect their age, like what's the age range, male, female, how many people stand here for how long, what's their emotion change by first looking at the product, what's their emotion change. We gather all those information, so provide a dashboard so they can do later on analytics. So the main purpose is kind of replace the previous pay-per-survey.
The 3,000 customers, are they paying?
The 3,000 customers, our API platform actually running as a freemium model. So a lot of them are now paying, but we have around 40 of business partners paying us.
And then what's the actual revenue model?
The revenue model recently more for B2B for the larger deals. For the smaller customer, we're more like working with them as our evangelist, testing our technologies. As the other important thing is, every time they process a new image, we take advantage, and our algorithm improves.
So then basically, you're going to be an API provider. You're not going to go after the market yourself. You're just going to basically let people come and use your product then.
About that part, we kind of see our company into different stages. We're still in the early stage where we're more willing to run it as an API platform to do business together as gathering data to training our algorithm to getting better and better. And we have this vision and idea by doing the company because we saw there's a huge market by people uploading videos, not only images, and only content limited metadata. And our pilot project and next generation product will be more smart indexing videos in the real time for people who shown up, as well as for the objects, for the brands, for other stuff. That is our next stage. Yeah.
So as far as your go-to-market strategy, when are you planning on monetizing these relationships that you've built? And how are you going to monetize it? What is the pricing model going to be like? Is it going to be a licensing or?
Except for the API, the freemium model, for B2B, we do licensing, yeah.
Okay. All right. Mauricio?
Thank you very much.
Thank you. My name is Mark Thomas, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of the real estate technology startup Recio. When you're searching for homes on websites like Zillow and Trulia, over 52% of the information that you're looking at is wrong and inaccurate. Homes that say they're for sale when they're really not, homes that aren't for sale when they really are, listing prices wrong, and so forth. The reason for this is because Zillow and Trulia and other portals get their data from the century-old MLS system. There's over 900 MLSs scattered across the country. They're all individually owned and operated, fragmented, bad technology. And so listing agents don't update their listings in real time in these MLS systems because of this. Therefore, the data is bad. Recio solves for this pain point by giving real estate agents and brokers an awesome technology that allows them to manage all of their real estate transactions in real time, in the cloud, online. We therefore know exactly where every transaction is at in real time, and we're able to take this data and create more accurate listing pages than anything else out there. We've raised $1.3 million in seed funding. We have a part of 500 Startups Batch 6 Accelerator. We have over 6,000 real estate agents on our platform, and we're looking to raise the Series A to grow and disrupt the MLS system for good.
I guess you're the winner.
What was that?
No, I guess you're the winner. So here you are, you've done all these great things, but what is going to be your key to long-term success? Are you going to be partnering with the Twilios and these other partners? Are you going to go head-on against them? What's your strategy there?
Yeah, so what the MLSs do right now is syndicate their data to the Zillows and Trulias of the world. And again, yes, what we would be doing is helping real estate agents out by automatically taking the data that they enter into our system to manage their deals and syndicating it to those portals on their behalf. That allows them to that helps them with marketing and allows them to market their listings more effectively without any extra work on their part, which is the big pain point and problem right now.
So I think there's two pain points, really. One is accurate information, and then the second thing is just the pain you go through, both as an agent or as a buyer, to manage all this documentation. So is your value proposition more this virtual locker room that you're creating, or is it just providing accurate information?
It's a Trojan horse. So we give them this great productivity tool that allows them to manage all aspects of their deal online in the cloud. Everybody comes into a centralized deal room to do everything, e-sharing of documents, e-sending of documents, compliance management, so forth. And then we're able to automatically take that data and help them with the marketing aspect. So essentially, solving for one problem, which helps them out tremendously in managing their deals, allows us to solve for this other problem automatically.
So does that include problems around the mortgage side of the house? Because that's the part what's a pain in the butt.
Yeah, no, to be honest, loans and mortgages is a completely separate animal. That's a whole separate company. That would be another startup, if you want to be honest. So no, we don't focus on that at all. We focus on everything from the moment the listing agent gets into contract with the seller. In fact, they sign the listing agreement with the seller right in our system.
Okay.
But you're just offering as a software as a service, and then by the way, how do you charge the agents?
Yeah, so we give our productivity tool away completely for free to obviously incentivize agents to give us their data, which they do. And then we upsell them on the other marketing and syndication services that we can help them with and provide them with.
So it is designed to be lead gen for the agents as well.
Yeah, so the marketing syndication then allows them to receive leads. So that's a lead generation mechanism. Right now, the way they're doing it is they're having to manually go into the MLS. The technology is very clunky. It's separate from everything else they're doing. And then from there, the MLSs may or may not syndicate the information. They don't have control over their data, and it's very frustrating for the agents. This allows them to do everything in one place and have full control and ownership of that data and exactly where it's going and knowing what's happening at all times. And then, thus, of course, helps them with the marketing and lead gen.
So right now, are you generating the revenues you said?
No, so we have about 6,000 agents and brokers on the platform. We are actually launching these paid features I'm talking about in a couple of months. So we're looking forward to obviously upselling them. We have about 250 agents who've pre-subscribed at $199 a month who've given us their credit card. So they're ready to be charged day one. They love our product so much they're excited to subscribe to these extra services. So we feel pretty confident that we'll be able to ramp up revenue right away when these extra paid services launch in a couple months. But all the other stuff that they're currently using, that's been built and people have been using for the past year. So.
Okay.
Okay, awesome.
Good job.
Thanks.
Captain Cook.
Hi everybody, my name is Paulina and I am Captain Cook. Did you know that 69% of people hate grocery shopping because they are overwhelmed by the amount of choices? We fix grocery shopping and we also motivate for cooking. Captain Cook is the first mobile app that offers you 3 unique healthy recipes a day, already paired with real products, real prices from grocery stores around you. So the decision what's for dinner tonight is actually very simple. But even more, Captain Cook is the first mobile app that turns cooking experience into a discovery game. So you can discover new recipes, you can compete with your peers, you can get support and motivation from your cooking buddies, and you can also win real-life discounts. We have launched the app for Germany in January 2014, and we have over 100,000 downloads, and 100% of them are organic. So our next step is to launch the app for the US, and that's why I'm here. Thank you.
Wow. Well, I love food, so I mean, this is right up my alley. So if I understand correctly, what you're doing is you're bringing a platform where, because the only thing I know how to do is cook omelets and barbecue. So let's say I want to have some good chow mein. You will give me the recipes, the ingredients I need to buy, right? In its portions, or do you just say, here are the ingredients, go to town? And are you providing the service where the ingredients can be shipped to my house? Is any of that happening?
This is
or?
almost what you're saying, but not exactly. What we do, we curate the choice of recipes. So we help people who actually, the day, night, like weekday, cannot decide what they want to cook. So we tell them, we make the whole pre-selection and say, okay, here are 3 recipes. So there are only 3 recipes a day, so you can make this decision very easy. And we then have information from grocery stores around and give you the information on prices and products, so you can compare the prices between grocery stores and either go and shop yourself. This is how it works now. But the next step, we were already approached from online stores in Germany, and we hope it will happen also in the US, that we also enable shipping to the door.
So just to be clear, you give me the portions also in the recipe?
Yes, of course.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's important. Okay.
So the idea is then to have an exportable list that I could upload to Instacart or any delivery service? Google
Yeah,
Express.
so we see Instacart as a potential partner. Yeah, we have to grow a little bit.
And
Yeah.
who's curating the recipes?
We have a community now of different food bloggers. So they give us some inspirations for different recipes, and then our team selects the recipes, cooks them, and then decide, okay, it was tasty, it was really under 30 minutes, because our proposition is you get everything under 30 minutes, and if the recipes are good, then we suggest them to you. So it's all checked beforehand.
So have these bloggers been the key to these 100,000 users that you've had? You've kind of used them as your channel?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
And
First
as please.
First of all, bloggers, and we've been already featured by Apple, so it was also like a big boost. But bloggers are a big part of our customer acquisition strategy.
And now how are you monetizing this?
At the moment, we're not yet monetizing, we're focusing on the growth, but our business model is to monetize through mobile ads and through mobile coupons, but at the same time, deleting the whole noise, so we're not going to be offering Coca-Cola coupons or something else, we're only focusing on the recipes that you actually want to buy. So it's this, and also from the user side is more like in-app purchases, because as I said, we want to implement gamification into the community, so you can either earn new recipes or you can buy them with your points. So this
And are you providing any data analytics from the back end to partners or the
of
users?
course, yeah.
Okay.
We have our customized backends that we
So
have
like
built.
what kind of data are you providing to who?
Excuse me?
What kind of data are you providing and to who are you providing it?
At the moment, they just, like, supermarkets give us product data, the packaging, and the prices. And when we have enough data, we want to also do some data analytics on in which stores, what people buy, what kind of products, what kind of target groups, and so on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as a user, I get 3 new recipes every day, but then is there an archive of the old ones I can go back to later, or do they disappear?
This is a part of, it's like a bit of Snapchat, they're disappearing, and you're gonna have like a timer, so it's like ticking, so you have 20 hours to use the recipe, and after that you can either save it to your recipe box, or but you have to pay points for that, or you can earn it in the case when you upload the picture that you cooked the recipe actually. So this is more like gamification from both sides.
Are you promoting the most popular recipes on your site?
Well, we have new recipes from Monday till Friday because we believe that people really need this help during the week. And on weekends, we select the best recipes of the previous week, which were cooked the most. And we can track it like by how many people really like the recipe and how many people use also the shopping list.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, thank you.
ShopSync.
I'm hungry.
Hi, my name is Reza, and I'm the CEO of ShopSync. ShopSync is a smart shopping list app with location-based reminders. What that means is you create your shopping list, and when you're at a store, you'll get a notification, here are the items on your list that are available inside this store. It's great for consumers because you'll never again have to leave the store without getting every single item on your list. But it's also great for brands and retailers, and that's where the bigger notion of the marketplace comes in. As a retailer, I can log on to the ShopSync website, claim my business, and enhance the experience that users have inside my store. I can upload weekly ads, photos of my store, coupons and promotions, and my inventory data as well. As a brand, I can also promote my products to users based on their shopping list, which demonstrates significant purchase intent. All of this is part of the digital marketplace that we're building to connect consumers, brands, and retailers for brick and mortar retail.
Okay.
Okay. So I have to buy diapers for my daughter right now, and I'm right next to the pharmacy here. It'll remind me.
Yeah, so it'll remind you when you're spending enough time around the pharmacy, it'll pop up and say, you need diapers, it's right here next to this pharmacy.
Okay. And so who are your customers? Is it the retailers, the consumer, the brands? Tell me a little bit about the,
Yeah, so the go-to-market strategy is one to build, first we've built a retailer-agnostic app so that even if a single retailer doesn't sign on, consumers can still find value in it. And we have 13,000 users across the country, and they're using it to keep track of everything they need to buy. So that part of it is on its own a standalone app. At the same time, a retailer can log on and make the experience that a consumer has better inside their store by uploading a map of their store and adding all these additional features. So it works without retailers. With them, it provides a much better experience. And the idea is to use a cycle where consumers get you more retailers, retailers get you more consumers.
So for those retailers who decide to sign up, Are you providing any sort of hardware to inside the stores at all, or so?
No, so that's the beauty of our approach is we don't have to use any hardware. We scrape location data from the web, both location data and inventory data from the largest retailers, and then we crowdsource information on where the additional retailers are, the smaller chains of 5 to 20 stores, regional chains across the country. For a lot of the retailers, we actually have better location data about where their stores are than they do on their websites.
So you're actually solving the problem for these large retail outlets. You're basically solving the problem of what Amazon's doing to them. So you're a solution to enhance that experience and so forth. Okay.
Absolutely. They have to take advantage of the retail footprint, make sure that when a customer is inside their store, they leave with everything they came to buy. So it's a great way for a retailer to fend off online competition like Amazon. And while Amazon and Google Shopping Express and these services are growing, 90% of all commerce still occurs in brick and mortar retail stores.
And then eventually, you said the brands will get involved as far as offers or kind of a virtual shelf. How do you see the relationship there?
Yeah, it's exactly that. It's we treat every item on your shopping list as a search term and search for matching products. So you can think of it as Google AdWords for brick and mortar retail. That if I type in running shoes, that's just a search term with strong purchase intent, and Nike or Reebok or whoever else would love to get in front of me and show me their products. And the great thing about it is that this is for things that people buy on a weekly basis to maintain a household. So it doesn't have to be running shoes. It can also be ice cream or laundry detergent or anything else.
And how many users do you have?
So we've gotten 13,000 users in the past 4 months. Very low acquisition costs and extremely high retention rates, which is what we're really excited about.
You said there's a way for you to scrape inventories for. How do you actually do that?
So we visit the website. I mean, we have bots that crawl the websites, pull inventory data for the largest retailers. For the smaller retailers, a lot of them either their website doesn't contain any inventory data. The great thing about that is then we contact them. So our users have added over 750 unique retailers across the country. We contact those retailers and say, people have added you on ShopSync. You should log on to our site, claim your store, upload your inventory data, so that a user will have a better experience inside your store.
And so does it tie into the POS, or is it a manual process?
There's a few different ways. It depends on how sophisticated the retailer is. Some of the methods we've set up are FTP uploads. It can tie into their point-of-sale system. Or we're trying to make it as simple as possible where they can basically just upload a text file of UPCs, and we take care of the rest, pulling all the product information, images, and everything else.
You have to automate it?
Yeah.
So is your product more designed for the large retailers or the small retailers or the shopping centers? I mean, what is your, sweet spot, I guess?
The sweet spot is rapid consumables, so things that you need to buy on a regular basis to keep the household running, grocery and drugstores. The larger retailers, people definitely use at those retailers, and they also use it at the smaller ones. Larger retailers have less incentive to work with you, but once you go past, say, the 10 largest retailers, very few of them actually have apps. And as a consumer, no one's going to download 20 different apps for 20 different stores, and they're not going to sync their list across all of them. So our value prop to a lot of these smaller retailers, and even a big retailer like Bed Bath & Beyond, which has very few downloads of their iPhone app, is that you can have access to a much bigger user base by connecting to the ShopSync platform. And for smaller retailers who don't even have a mobile app, it's a great way to have a mobile presence.
Have you had so you have not had a large retailer sign up yet?
We've spoken with large retailers, got close to signing one up. We decided it was a waste of time and that we need to build it in a way that can scale on its own, which is why we've turned back towards smaller retailers, built out a web portal so that we don't really have to interact with them. It can be an automated process. We think that if we can sign up a 5-store chain in Virginia and not have to visit Virginia, then that's huge. That's something that can scale on its own.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Electricity.
Oh, he took off his tie.
Hello. How many people can relate to this scenario? Our cell phones have become our lifelines. And once our battery goes into the red, we're at the mercy of a 3-foot charging cord that dictates the next 30 minutes of our lives. Hello, my name is Sloan McCrary, and my company, Electricity, is cutting the charging cord out of the equation. Our technology is called wireless energy harvesting, and we're developing a device capable of converting radio waves into electricity, which can then be used to charge your mobile electronic devices wirelessly. In under a year, we've actually developed our initial prototype, which proves the feasibility of our technology. We've raised initial funding through numerous business competitions. We've expanded our IP portfolio to multiple applications, and we've also developed and implemented the strategy and the actual implementation process needed to bring our technology to fruition. Again, my name is Sloan McCrary, my company's Electricity, and I look forward to your questions. Thank you.
So I have this problem a lot, so I have a Mophie. Do you
phone is
envision
dead.
it being a case like this, or how do you see it working with the phones?
Absolutely. So initially, we'd like to start with a case or like a peripheral device that we can just attach to existing phones. The goal would be once the demand's created for the product, you would actually have these OEMs wanting to have the technology manufactured into their cell phones themselves. So we feel like with any accessory device, if it's successful, it'll be inside the phone at some point.
And what's the rate of charge, or how fast does it charge? Or do you anticipate it?
Well, right now we have a demonstration prototype. It's pulling about 40 milliwatts, currently at its peak. It goes a little bit higher. Sometimes on average, it's about around 40 milliwatts. To charge a cell phone on standby mode, it takes around 40 to 50. So we definitely have optimization to go, but we already have the ability to power the low-powered applications we've been filing our initial provisional patents on, and we intend to use those as initial revenue contact points, which will help raise, initial funding at the beginning, which will be still prototyping for the cell phone along, that timeline, which will just serve as an initial revenue point.
So, I mean, these type of things scare me, but also excite me. I mean,
Yeah.
the first thing that scares me is just health, right? I
Yeah.
mean, radio waves all over the place, and,
Yeah.
so tell me, what are you doing to minimize that fear?
Yeah.
And then the second question I have is, it seems like cell phones may not be the right application because of what you said, the efficiency and getting stuff. Maybe it's like some low voltage lighting, or some ambient type of lighting for vehicles or homes or something like that, Abby.
Well, yeah.
But first answer the question of why should I not be scared?
Well, the best way to think of it is we're going to be using frequencies that are basically Wi-Fi router frequencies. So it's not going to be any, extremely high, frequency that's, close to like being like a microwave, for example. It would be within the range that a typical Wi-Fi router would operate under.
Okay.
And your second question?
And the second question is, do you think that mobile phones would be the right application for you? Could it be maybe something that requires less power,
Yeah.
maybe ongoing, or something where you could maybe,
Yeah.
show some success?
If I was worried about the efficiency, I would probably say maybe a different route. But we're very confident, working with the inventor. I'm on the business side. We run the business. We've built a company around the inventor. And basically, we're so confident with what he's done with the development that we're sure we're going to reach that point to power a cell phone. But we just want to have these initial low-powered applications, as a risk reducer.
What do you anticipate it costing?
The cost for prototyping?
No, prototyping, but then eventually the product itself.
Well, we'd like to sell the product for $59.99. That's our initial price point right now. For prototyping, our initial milestone, what we're seeking right now is $636,000. But to fully develop our initial low-powered application would be $1.7 million.
So, I mean, right now you could buy these additional battery packs on a phone for $99, I think, which I know is going to work. So why would I want to spend $59? Because obviously price is not an issue, so why are you going so low on price? And I guess second of all, go ahead, tell me that.
Well, absolutely. So we still want to compete with because we consider these secondary batteries, the cell phone battery cases and just the external batteries, as competitors. So really to jump into this market, we feel like we have to replace them. So what we're looking at, right now is pricing comparably, but having a convenience factor that no other product can offer, simply because with any other, battery pack, you still have to charge it. This one will charge as long as you're within range of the directed transmitter, and will actually extend your battery life based on picking ambient waves from, virtually any RF source around us.
Yeah. you know, have you considered maybe having this maybe at a home, or maybe it's like some sort of device?
Yeah.
Because, you know, where at least where it's not being used versus on the battery. I just still don't kind of see the, you know, if you're going to be able to hit those numbers in the right way.
Well, you know, we're really trying to offer just the convenience factor. So basically, just having the ability to charge and use your phone, you know, and still have it charged while you're walking, you know, around your house or at the office is a huge convenience factor. I know for one that, you know, sitting at home with only several outlets in my house, I have to have like a 9-foot charging cord literally going across my room just to charge when I still want to use it.
Okay, awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
Jerry Joy.
The mad scientist.
Hi, I'm Victor, founder and CEO of Jerry Joy. When my grandmother was diagnosed with dementia, my mom sacrificed a lot to provide her with 24/7 companionship and oversight. In the US, 16 million Americans provide dementia care for a family member or friend, and total US spending per year on Alzheimer's care exceeds $200 billion. Jerry Joy is improving care and reducing costs with a virtual remotely staffed companion avatar, aka a talking dog for dementia care. Our Jerry Joy companion is being treated by our paying customers like a member of the family. Organizations like AARP, TED-Med, and the US Senate have honored us as one of the leading innovators in the field of senior care, and our therapeutic benefits were recently validated by third-party academic research. After serving as an Army officer, I worked on human-machine interaction for NASA's telerobotics program, got my master's at MIT, and there I also met my co-founder, who's a PhD candidate at the Computer Science and Artificial Intelligence Lab. We also have industry-leading advisors and seed investors, so please help us bring joy to geriatrics and vote for Jerry Joy. Thank you.
Well, I'm very interested in
Sorry,
this.
so can you tell me when I have 30 seconds left? I need to do something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. You have 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. So, I mean, this is actually a serious challenge here, and but there's different stages of Alzheimer's and so forth. So I assume, you know, these are for people that are still mobile to some extent, but maybe get confused early on. So this is for the early stages of Alzheimer's.
Our sweet spot is mild to moderate level Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's.
They don't actually need any technical ability. We've spent the last 2 years designing around mobile technology to the point where our users don't even see it as a piece of technology. They see it as their friend and companion that's there. And if you lock the tablet, we'll turn automatically back on. But hypothetically, if you somehow turn the tablet off, they'd just be like, where did he go? They don't see it as a piece of technology.
Yeah, but now what if you just forget about having your mobile device or your tablet? I mean, that is a serious issue. So how do you go about...
It's a subscription model, so they subscribe for Jerry Joy, and we provide everything they need. They take it out of the box, stick it on the stand, plug it in, and it's available 24/7. It's a completely novel use for mobile technology.
Okay. So walk us through, how does Jerry Joy know when it needs to activate? What's going on? What are some...
So the dog can be sleeping, or it can be awake. When it's sleeping, we're picking up on ambient volume, motion, and sound, or ambient volume, motion, and touch if they pet the dog. And those are things that intuitively, even if you don't really understand the technology, would wake up an animal. And when it wakes up, we're streaming audio video to our staff, most of whom are in the Philippines, and they're trained to provide care for dementia, and they, through the audio video stream, are actually able to respond with true intelligence and compassion. And we talk about things like family photos, positive memories, and reinforce these really precious memories and family connections, even when family members can't be around 24/7.
Is each person in the Philippines assigned to a certain number of people, or
No, it's like a large N to smaller N kind of relationship. Kind of like how a call center works, but it's distributed. People work from home, and we're able to monitor everything they do, and we're able to monitor every single word that comes out of the companion's mouth. So it's a web platform that provides a monitored environment.
So as the person in the Philippines, you've worked in the Dog's Wake now. I get a profile and a history, like kind of some history.
Yeah, it's
about
like a
the
custom CRM system, specially designed for a relationship between somebody with Alzheimer's, the family and the care team, and our staff. It's a custom CRM, basically.
So you're also saying that family members can also use the platform to communicate?
They can. We have a family portal where family members can upload family photos, positive memories, add comments, kind of like how people use Facebook. And then Jerry Joy, through just talking with the companion, will show the picture, talk them through it, remind them, we can reminisce with them. And it's a completely kind of like concierge Facebook kind of thing.
Will the family member communicate directly with the patients?
So what we would encourage is if you have time for synchronous communication like we're doing now, just give them a call or visit. What we do is we leverage your 5 minutes of time on the family portal, adding some family content, into hours every week of family-oriented conversation, companionship, and also for safety, oversight, and monitoring of your loved one.
So is this, who's going to be paying for the service? Is it Medicare, Medicaid?
We've invested in a variety of segments. Senior care is huge. And right now we're focused on private duty home care, which is privately paid services to older adults in their home.
And then is it a membership or do you charge by actual
It's a
usage?
subscription. So typically private duty home care costs $22 an hour on average in the US. Typically people will get 3 or 4 hours a day of care, and that adds up to about $2,000 a month, very expensive. Our subscription publicly is $249 per month, including everything, the hardware, 24/7 staffing, oversight.
You have 30 seconds.
All right, so it's actually my grandmother's birthday today. So yeah, so when I raise my hand, can you guys say 生日快乐? Okay, okay. I'll try it right now. Okay, okay, cool. Okay. 姥姥好，这是祥生。你看这么多人。She's gonna love that. Thanks.
Awesome.
Nice close.
Okay, so does everybody understand how the voting works? If you've downloaded Bizzabo, you can vote directly through the app. Otherwise, text the code that you like to the number, and we're gonna see who the winners are, and they're gonna pitch to the VC panel later on. Kayvon, do you have?
Boy. Well, I have a soft spot for, Alzheimer's. So I think, and he did the best, close, I think. If I like the Captain Cook just because I love to eat, so. And I think, they're showing the most traction right now, with 100,000 users. So I think it's between those two for me at least.
All right, is everybody voting? No one's voting? Come on, one person has to vote. Alan? Come on. The internet. It's always the internet. Yeah.
Should we do it the old-fashioned way and just raise of hands?
No, I mean, if you text to the number, it should work. Wait, they are online? And I maybe need to refresh the screen.
I'll give you 30 seconds. I'm going to ask people to clap.
Yeah. It's working? Okay, awesome. All right. So it is working. Your votes are being counted. It's not a rigged election.
So maybe while we're doing that, maybe we should give all the startups an applause, a
Yep,
round of applause.
they're awesome.
And I'll sponsor the winner for 5 months at Nest GSV.
Oh,
if
awesome.
they want it. I don't even know who the winner is.
Yeah, that's cool. Thank you. All right, we'll tally up the votes and let you know who wins. I think we're good to go. Okay. Awesome. Eventually, the results will show up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we are done for now. If everybody wants to go out and visit with the companies and grab a bite to eat, after lunch we have Guy Kawasaki and Frederick from Google, so it's going to be really exciting. We have a